The lady's gonna be like,
Okay, daddy.
exactly.
Okay.
So you want the real,
Yeah,
you want the
from
real,
your POV
the real
as a man.
raw.
Right.
Okay, I want to tear up because it's true.
Yeah.
Hi guys,
Welcome to
Get It Glass.
The Girly Pod. Yeay! Hari ini adalah episode kedua. Again, kita nggak berdua aja, tapi kita punya di sini tamu kebanggaan kita yaitu
Lester Prosper.
Yeay!
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you. Oke, jadi teman-teman pengen kasih tahu kalau ini adalah episode kedua dengan Pak Lester di sini. Kita ngomongin tentang relationship, kita ngomongin tentang cewek, POV, and actually you have to check the first episode because it's fire. Like I mean, Mr. Lester here speak a lot of point of view about women and relationship that you should check on it, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so before we start, would you introduce yourself again to the camera?
Hello guys. Hello my orang-orang. My name is Lester Prosper. How you say that in Indonesian? Aku nama Lester Prosper.
Yeah.
And I'm here with the girls today, and we're gonna discuss some things that you want to hear.
Oh.
Trust me, you want to hear. It's big.
Oh wow. Okay. So Lester, before we jump in, like what do you do? How's life here in Indonesia?
Life is amazing. I'm a basketball player. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an entertainer. You know, and life is amazing.
Uh-huh.
You know, and what do? I chill. I play ball. I chill. That's what I do.
Wow, that's
Chill.
life though.
Yeah.
What a life. I mean, like you play the sport you like,
Yeah.
and you chill, and
You also get the money.
and you get all the things. Wow.
Give me my money. What they say how they say it on Instagram? Give me my money. Y'all crazy.
Oke, so today guys, kita pengen kasih tahu kalau podcast ini kita bakal berbicara dengan bahasa Inggris karena Lester belum bisa bahasa Indonesia, tapi tenang aja buat teman-teman, nanti kita bakal ada taruh translate
Caption,
Ya,
subtitle.
bener-bener subtitle.
Subtitle.
Kok translate ya, kayak agak
Yeah.
aneh. So actually we're gonna speak in English. So don't you worry guys. Bisa kok, keep it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
On today's episode,
Okay, because it's fire on the first episode,
Yeah.
guys. The last episode, we're talking about love life as an athlete.
Mhm.
We talk about women, we talk about relationship, and so on. And then today, on the second episode, we're gonna talk about something that's so important
yep, in a
And-
relationship.
in a relationship, but like nobody talk about it, right? Like, I mean, not nobody, but like rare. It's very rare that people talk about ego. So that's the thing
For
that
sure.
we have like the best guest star over here,
Yeah.
like the perfect guy to talk about ego.
Yeah, about man's ego.
Yeah, especially
man's ego.
Because I believe actually ego is like people has their own ego, right?
For sure.
Me, you,
You.
everyone, like man, women has their own ego. But today, a lot of people always talk about like how big or how, how important or how, what I say, yeah. Like ego is very important for men. Like, do you agree with that?
Yes.
Or what's ego? What's ego for you?
So basically, my definition of ego is the killer of a relationship.
Oh, straight into it.
Straight into it.
it.
So therefore, when you have ego, that means you're not willing to sacrifice for the significant other.
Okay.
You know, your partner. When you have ego's the killer.
Yeah.
You know, so therefore you feel that you're better than me. You feel that you deserve more than me in this relationship. You know, you feel that you're more important than me. You know, you feel that you bring more to the table than me. So therefore I am nothing and you are everything.
Okay.
That's how ego is looked at
Wow.
for
for you.
one's perspective,
Okay.
you know.
So you think ego is all bad? Is that something good from ego?
Ego is okay, so ego is not all bad. I'll say ego when it comes to having self-love.
Okay.
Okay.
That's ego. You have to have self-love. You have
Okay.
to feel confidence. You have to feel fire. You have to feel that you are someone. You are worth it. But then it comes to a point that you have to tone down the ego
Yep.
and think clearly, have a little bit of ego and say, this is 50-50. You know, I am this, I am confident, I am beautiful, I am handsome,
For
I am
sure.
this, I am that, whatever. But I am willing to sacrifice and make this relationship work.
Right.
So if you think like that, then the ego cannot overcome.
Yep.
You know, it cannot overtake this relationship. Cannot put you in a situation that you are gonna embarrass your partner, or your partner is gonna embarrass you, or whatever. You know, but you have to learn how to balance.
Balance
It
the
goes
ego.
back to balance.
Okay, but I'm curious about like the POV of ego from the man's side, because everyone talking about how high is the pride of a man, right?
So you want the real.
Yeah,
You want the
from
real,
your POV
the real
as a man.
raw.
Right.
Okay. And this is. I'm not speaking for all men, but
Yep.
I'm just speaking in general.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to how men,
Yep.
in general,
Yep.
depending on the relationship,
Okay.
you know. So we'll say two sides to the relationship. One, if a man pays all the bills and pays your car and
Okay.
provides and all of
Okay.
that, guess what's gonna happen? He's gonna be like, listen, baby, I pay all of this, so you're gonna do what I say, you know? And the lady's gonna be like,
Okay, daddy.
exactly. Yes, papi.
Okay, daddy.
That's it.
Yep.
So therefore, she has no say.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he does whatever he wants.
Yep.
But you don't.
Yep.
You have a little slip up, guess what? You're out of there.
Yep.
You know? Or you being penalized because you do nothing.
Yep.
Yep.
So therefore you have no power.
Yep.
So he has all the power. So his ego is bigger. So he's like, F you, you know what I'm saying? I pay the bills here, you do what I say.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Another point of view is the woman's the breadwinner,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
The man doesn't make as much money as the
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens.
It happens,
Yep.
you know, and he feels that he cannot keep up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it eats him up inside, you know. So throughout that comes confusion. It comes anger. The ego gets mistreated. You know, a woman could say the littlest thing, and the man could blow up.
Right.
You know, the man could explode and have a crazy argument.
Yeah.
You know, and say the meanest, nastiest things to his significant other.
Yep. True.
And that's not because of her. That's because of him.
The ego.
The ego.
That's because of the ego.
Mm.
It's the ego is hurt. It's hurt because she's where she is and he's not where he is. And that's the
Oh,
two
wow.
sides.
Wow, what interesting POV from.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
deep, guys. It's deep. So don't you think like? So you suggest that men? Okay. So in a relationship, you suggest that because of men has their own ego, whatever ego we call it. So you suggest that when in a relationship, men should. No, I mean like the women should not be the breadwinner. So in a relationship, the perfect relationship is gonna be the men who provide more, or like, you know, more money.
No, the
No.
perfect relationship is a woman has her own thing going on,
Okay.
Okay.
and a man have his own thing going on,
Okay.
and they decide to come together,
Okay.
and they make us go on.
Oh wow.
That's what it is. 1, 2, make us.
Wow.
It doesn't have to be
Like
not
who
one
provides
side,
who?
yeah.
Like,
No.
oh wow.
Because, you know, like I said, man, it's different. It's different standards.
Yep.
The West is the way I'm talking about,
Yep.
and this side of things is men say no. I work.
Yes,
You know, and
yes.
women. It's all about what culture you're from.
Yep.
You know, but personally, for me, in any culture, I've been to 70 plus different countries. In any culture, if a woman wants to feel like she's important, please work and do your own thing, baby. Work, you know what I mean? Do your own thing, you know, make your own money, enjoy your own life. And let that man come in and add
Value to the to your
value.
life.
Because whether he's there or whether he's not there, guess who you still are? You still are yourself. You still are bright. You still are glowing. You still are
Yep.
shining. You
Yep.
still feel important. You still feel smart. You still feel wonderful. You still feel fulfilled.
Yep. That's nice.
You know what I'm saying? Because the first thing about it is self-love.
Yep.
When you have your own shit going on, you have self-love.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If you don't, then you feel that somebody's abusing you all the time.
Right.
You don't feel important. You don't feel fulfilled. You don't feel like you bring anything to the table, and you just feel like you're just there, and the house is just an empty space.
Yep.
You know, and that's just that. Think about it. It's just the truth. You know, I'm
Right.
speaking the truth.
Right. Listen, girls.
Some
listen to the
women
podcast.
want to, some women want to be in a house and just sit there and do nothing. Some women want to do that, and that's okay. It is. It's okay. But throughout the time goes by, psychologically, emotionally, it's gonna creep up, and as time goes by, you're gonna be like, what the f have I done with my life? When your husband is out there doing a million different things, he's working, he's living, he's providing, but he's living, and you're not. And I'm sorry, I seen this, a million times. I've seen this. I have conversations with women that does not feel seen at all.
That's good.
And what I mean, you have to, you can't tell them what to do
Yep.
because that's none of my business.
Yep.
But at the same time, as a big brother, as a friend of theirs, you know what I mean? You have to figure this out. This is the point of your life that you have to figure out. I can't talk to my boy's wife and be like, hey, if you don't feel seen,
For sure.
you know what I mean? I'm sorry, I don't know, you got to do this.
Yeah.
No,
Yep.
you have to figure it out. Hey, that's my boy. You're my boy's wife. I can't tell you what to do. That's that. You have to talk to him. You guys have to communicate.
Right.
And that's what a real friend does.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to communicate.
That's nice.
That's that.
But do you have any story about when ego gets in a way, maybe like it ruined your relationship or something else?
Yeah, I had a few stories that that ego got in the way, and just briefly, I'll tell you guys, like even with when I wasn't making a lot of money in the past, you know what I'm saying, and my ex was making more than me, you know what I mean, and of course she comes from a better family, better background than I am, more high value, but she worked for hers, and I was trying to keep up, and sometimes it's a little bit too crazy.
Yep.
And it's not that she wants you to keep up, it's you are trying to keep up, and the thing about it is she's like, no, you don't have to, man. But the ego is like, no, I have to. The ego is saying, no, I have to keep up. But she's telling you, no, you don't have to. I got you, chill, But no, your ego is like, I got to do a million different things. I got to talk to this. And then when you realize all of that shit is nothing. Talking to this person that you think's gonna help you, nothing. Working this job a million times, okay, you get money, but she's telling you don't have to try to keep up. Just do what you can.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It means nothing, and it's just, you're getting into pointless arguments about what? Money? About what? You going away a million times, it's pointless. A lot of things that you think about now, after a relationship, and you think, and there's a lot of it that think about it, and it's pointless. But you learn from this. You learn from it, and if you put your ego to the side, you see things clearly, and it allows you to learn. When you put your ego to the side, it allows you to learn. It allows you to retrack, or I should say backtrack, and think clearly about the situations that you have been through that were difficult, for you emotionally because of this ego thing that you have going on.
Yep.
And That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Wow. It's deep, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this
You know,
topic is so
just
deep.
sometimes you just, you know, as a man, you have to learn how to listen to the woman. You know, listen to the woman as a man. Learn how to listen to the woman, because women feel everything. A woman's intuition is one of the most powerful feelings ever. You know, they feel everything. Even when I'm sorry. Even when I'm lying,
Yeah.
they know.
Yep.
And they would just sit there like this. Tell me more.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's what they said. Oh, really? Okay. No problem. Next thing you know, 2 months later, who is this? And then it's like, oh, I don't know who that is. You know, but women's intuition is powerful. Leave
Yep.
it alone.
Yep. Listen
You
to
know, you might
him,
as well
guys.
you might as well just tell them.
So let me conclude. You think that ego can help you, but it can also
Hurt you.
like hurt you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Ego can help you, but ego can also hurt you. Ego can help you from a perspective of, you know, manifesting that confidence.
Oh, yeah.
You know, who are you? Oh, I'm Lester. I'm this. I'm that. I'm great. Every single day, it helps you to affirm, confirm. But then, when it comes to a situation with your significant other, with your partner, or in a sports,
Yes. Sports.
you
Play a
know,
lot of
you
the
have
ego.
to learn to put that ego to the
Right.
side, because ego is also played in sports. It's like I'm Lester Prosper. I don't need to pass you the ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm Lester Prosper. I'm going to pass you the ball.
Yep.
I'm going to make sure that that person eats, that person scores points, that person scores points, that person. And then when that person is scoring points and that other person is scoring points, it opens up for me to score more points.
Right.
Because now they can't double team.
Right.
So because you put your ego to the side to allow those guys to do this, do that, and you just do your job, you end up shining too.
Right.
That's
That's the beauty of the
Yeah, that's
sports.
the beauty of putting ego to the side.
Yep.
You know? So yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. It's getting interesting because I have like some question for
Okay,
you.
let's get it.
But you know what, guys? Like he already like answered like
Answer
5
all the
questions.
questions.
That's crazy. I mean, like that's so crazy, guys.
Yeah.
But this is like the thing. Can you think of a moment where you had to eat your pride? Because we agree on like ego. I mean, ego is equal to pride for some points. Are you agree with that?
Yeah. Okay. So like, let me tell you, man. I can't answer that question specifically,
Okay.
but I could just answer it in a general statement.
Yep.
There are many times that I had to eat my pride.
Mm-hmm.
Many times throughout my 14-year career.
Yep.
Many times throughout my 9-year relationship.
9 years.
Many times throughout my 1-year relationship
Mm,
that I had to eat my pride.
nice.
You know, and my 9-year relationship taught me how to eat my pride in this 1-year relationship.
Nice.
So sometimes you have to learn in that 9-year relationship
Yep.
to make sure in that 1-year relationship you
Do it better.
eat your pride. And
Yeah.
you know, sometimes, like I said, you have to say something, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes silence is golden.
Mm,
Sometimes you just let that woman have her space. Don't text her. Leave her alone. When she's ready, she will text you.
mm-hmm.
That's putting that ego to the side, because ego will tell you, oh, well, you ain't texting me? Okay. I'm going to text you. Oh, blah, blah. We should break up. Red flag.
Yeah, red flag.
Just, and then your mind, the way how your mind works, especially like very ego-driven people,
Yep.
our mind works like this. Okay, so you're not texting me, I'm not texting you. Well, guess what? I'm gonna text you this. Oh, you're not gonna text me today? Guess what? We're gonna break up.
Yeah.
I don't want to be with somebody that doesn't want to text me.
Yep.
I feel that you don't want me.
Yep.
You don't want this, and I don't want that.
That's
And that's
so
how
good.
it works. That's your ego talking.
Yep.
But when you put the ego to the side now, it's like, okay, I'm going to give her her space. She's giving me my space. When she's ready, she'll shoot me a text. We'll communicate. We'll have this conversation like mature people. And then hopefully we can get through this, which we can, because it's nothing. Nobody died,
Yep.
you know, and everything will be all right again. That's that. But you have to learn how to give people there's space. And that's you talking to your ego and saying, I'm going to just let you chill right now.
Right.
This is me.
Wow. Actually, you just like answered the 7 questions.
That's good.
That's crazy. Like today's episodes. Okay, next question. What's something you used to care about a lot, but now you're like, yeah, whatever. Do you have something like that?
Tell you the truth, like I used to care about family a lot.
Oh, okay. Background. Are you like have siblings?
Yeah.
Are you like the older?
I'm the oldest, yeah.
The oldest?
Yeah.
Okay. So how
Yeah.
many siblings that you have?
From mother's side 2, from father's side 2.
Okay. So
Okay.
in total, it's like 5 of you guys, right?
From mother's side, yeah, in total
Right.
it's like 5.
Okay. Okay. And then
And then?
We just don't talk
at all?
at all. Like I say like hello to my sister probably once every 3 months, but it's not like crazy contact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So with that, it becomes distant,
Wow.
emotional distance.
Okay.
And for me, once I don't feel that that connection, I don't consider you like family. You know,
Oh.
you're a brother. You know, you're a half brother, you're a half sister. You know, but I don't consider you family, because family is someone who checks up on you every day
Right. Right.
through the ups and the downs,
Right. Right.
the smiles and the frowns.
Oh.
You know, and I don't get that support at all.
From the beginning of your
from
career?
from the beginning of the career. Like I grew up in a group home.
Oh, right. Okay.
You know, I grew up in an orphanage.
Right.
You know, so I had to learn how to fight. I had to learn how to
Wow.
survive. I had to learn how to be strong. I had to learn how to be tough. And this is in New York.
You live in New York, yeah.
And this was till I was 20, from 13 to 21. You know? So,
You start
So
early.
this is where we're gonna get into something crazy. This is what built trauma. So we talk about ego, but we never speak about trauma.
Right, right. Right.
Trauma is just as important as ego.
Yep.
Trauma is just as creates just as much destruction as
Sure,
ego,
for sure.
if not more, because trauma is something that is with you from since you were at birth.
Yep. Yep.
You know, so if your mom keeps telling you, "Oh, you're nothing, you're nothing, you're nothing," you go to school, kids make fun of you because you know how adolescents are in school. It's the same way. They like to make fun, they like to bully, they like to say all types of things that they heard from their parents.
Right, right.
You know, and guess what happens? That conjures up in you, in your body, in your stomach, in your hips, you know, in your heart, in your mind, you know, and guess what happens? You feel that you're not good enough. So that takes a play in stopping your success throughout life. Trauma takes a play in stopping your success throughout life. I'm going to say that again.
Yep, yep.
Trauma takes a play of stopping your success throughout life because you always feel that you're not good enough.
Right, right,
Right.
right.
So this is the secret, right? The secret of life. You have a son, you have a daughter, right? I love you so much. You're the most beautiful girl in the world. You're smart, but baby, I always want you to always be humble. I always want you to always love everybody, share your food with everybody when you go to school, you know, but make sure you keep some for yourself. But if you see somebody in need, you give that to them, because guess what? You have it. You know, we have it all here. But if you see somebody that needs something, you're beautiful, and tell that person that they're beautiful too. Always spread love, always spread kindness,
good.
always spread positivity. Guess what's going to happen? That child is going to grow up to be the most loving
Right.
child ever. And that child is going to always spread love. And that child may not be the most prosperous person,
Right, right.
but one thing that makes you rich, that makes you wealthy, is your heart.
Right.
And that child will be the most wealthiest person, and what they are is what they attract. And guess what they will attract? They will attract real love.
Right.
And real love is wealth.
Yes.
So
Amen.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's deep.
How's life?
yeah,
How's life
I
like?
want to tear up because it's true.
Yeah.
That's why I have my glasses on, because I know.
But I'm curious about like how you overcome from that.
You past, so I overcame that, and I'll go back to having conversations with my ex.
Yeah. I just
I overcame that because I had conversations with my ex like this, and like I said, she was a very smart woman.
Right.
And everybody comes in your life for a reason, season in a lifetime.
I believe it.
So I had conversations about learning about how to destroy this trauma or tame this trauma. Sometimes they had something that I did in yoga and in the forest
All right.
called ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah. You know about ayahuasca?
I don't know, but I know people.
If you don't know about ayahuasca, my people, please Google it. Ayahuasca. It's a plant.
Okay.
That it's similar to DMT.
DMT.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a plant that's completely legal,
Okay.
and they have retreats, that you do when you're and this is what doctors do in America also. People who have serious trauma, and I'll give you an example, when I first came to Indonesia, I was going through some things. I wasn't my own self, and you will still have that thing that, even in the NBA draft, but you will still have that feeling of I'm better than this person. I always got something to prove. No, you don't have anything to prove. Just work hard, do what the coach say, shut your mouth, love the teammates, and live with the results. But trauma says, work hard, ask for the ball all the time, give me that shit. And then the coach says something to you, snap.
Yep.
And that's what it is. Just a quick, brief, definition of what trauma is.
Yes, for sure.
And that's how I was. You snap very fast. You don't listen, you just snap.
Okay.
Trauma causes that.
Yeah.
You don't listen, you just snap. You always feel like the world is against you.
Right.
Yeah.
And how I learned how to overcome that is ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
I did 6 sessions of ayahuasca, which brings peace to your life. It lets you face all the demons. And you face from abuse, whatever abuse you went through in life, whatever, fights and, all types of stuff. It makes you face it, and you see it and you say, I see you, and I don't want you to be part of my life anymore. And you purge it out. This is a spiritual world that we live in.
Wow.
It's physical, but really, for you to be able to be successful, you have to tap into the spiritual world.
Okay.
You have to release.
Right.
We call it a purge. So what I did was purge.
Okay.
I purged a lot of times. A purge is like, once you see it,
Yeah.
so the ayahuasca lets you see this abuse,
Okay.
and you start feeling like sick to your stomach,
Yeah.
and you start throwing up.
Yeah. I heard about it.
Yeah.
Like, some people did that in Bali.
In Bali.
It does-
Yeah,
they
right?
do it in Bali,
Is it
yeah.
like the same kind
It's
of
the
thing?
same.
Oh, it's the same.
same.
Right.
And a lot of doctors are doing this, so you purge this out. And sometimes it takes 1 session, sometimes it takes 6 sessions, sometimes it takes 10 sessions, depending on the amount of trauma that you're going through and depending on what you want to do with life. And it just helps you to be free, to be who am I today,
Right.
happy.
Right.
I don't take things so seriously, even though I take playing basketball very seriously.
Yeah.
But I don't take it as a life or death situation. I take it as this. I go out there, I do my best, and I live with the results.
Right. Well, that's so nice.
And I have
Right.
fun.
That's the thing, guys.
That's what I do.
Wow.
So you
So,
did that, and you
I did
just
that.
conquer.
I
your-
did that, and throughout the years, I see things clearly, and I do affirmations.
Affirmation. Yeah.
I do. I talk to myself every morning.
Right.
You know, because I know we're made in the image of God.
Yep.
So therefore, you are a God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, therefore, you're a goddess. You're a goddess. I'm a god. You know, and some people may not believe that because of religious beliefs.
Yes.
But I want everyone to believe that we are made in the image of God. You know, and when you speak to yourself, the way that you speak to yourself is very powerful. If you speak prosperity and positivity
Yes, I
onto
believe
your
it.
life, guess
Yep.
what's going to happen? That's what you attract. That's what you create.
It's gonna happen.
What God is? A creator.
Mm-hmm.
Women are goddesses. Women are gods because they create. What do they create? Tell me. What do women create?
Everything. Like
Life.
love.
Like,
Yeah. Right. Love. Right.
Your mother is a god.
Yes, yes.
She created you. Your mother's a god. She created you. Women are gods.
Mm.
You know, they're creators. So if we create a dystopia environment, which is an environment of chaos,
Yeah.
or create a utopia,
Yeah.
a utopic environment, which is an environment of love and light and just chill vibes and positivity, you know, that's what we create, you know. So affirmations allow me to because the tongue is also a wand.
Yep.
If
Yeah.
you know what a wand is,
It's a
like
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 a
Harry
stick.
Potter,
yeah, magic stick.
you know, abracadabra, you know. So you create prosperity.
Right.
And the tongue is so, and they take this away from us. A lot of the people that are the higher ups, they know this, you know, but they hide it from society, because in society we need slaves.
Yep.
We need slave mentality.
Right.
It's just the way it is.
Yes.
You
That's
know.
the way how our world like works.
TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes.
You're so deep.
You know, but no, I feel that, you know, what you speak onto your life is what you create. So
Yes.
please speak blessings.
Yep.
Please speak light.
Yep.
Please speak love. And that's what my affirmations are. I speak that onto my life every single day. So when you guys see me come out with this kind of energy, it's me waking up early in the morning and just telling myself that I am love, I am light, I am happy, I am whole, I am complete, I am blessed, I am always
Wow.
lucky. The universe loves me and I love the universe back, and I'm very, very thankful. I'm very, very grateful. And the key to success, the key to creating everything that you desire in life is gratitude. Always be grateful for what you have. Even though you have just a pair of shoes, be grateful.
That's
Because
nice.
guess what the universe is going to do? Guess what God is going to do? You're going to have more. Just be grateful. Don't be greedy. Be grateful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Grateful.
So good, man.
good.
Yeah.
This kind of topic. That's
Yeah.
good. So, okay, last question for you. It's it's personal from me. Why do you want to be in our podcast? Like, I mean, this podcast is talking about women,
Yeah.
right? Like talking about women because we know like our vision is for like women empowerment and so on.
Yeah.
And getting a man guest is very hard. And we have Lester here.
I feel that women need to know
Right,
about a
speak it
real point of view from a
Yes.
man. You know, somebody who's not afraid to tell you what it is.
Right.
I'm not afraid to tell you that this is what it is. This is what the situation is. I'm gonna tell you, and I get into trouble for that sometimes. You know, but I am going to tell you that you know, you need to hear it. You know, and I'm not shy. Everybody knows I'm not a shy guy. I'm not. So I'm going to tell you that this is the point of view, that this man is having a Annie on the side. You know, he's doing this because of this and blah, 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 blah. And this is ego and this is
Yep.
trauma. And
Yep.
I'm going to tell you. And this podcast, you know, you guys haven't had a man that's going to tell you
Yep.
from that perspective. And I feel that, you know, I was blessed to come on your podcast
Thank you.
and be able to share also my beliefs, also
Right.
share my point of view from
Sure.
where I grew up,
Yep.
you know, and bring that here, even though it may not be, or it may not align with
Some of the
some people.
Yep.
Yeah.
you know, and that's okay because we are on this earth to have different opinions. You know, we're on this earth and everybody on this earth have different opinions. Cultures have different opinions.
Right.
Black, white, Asian, whatever you are, you're gonna have different opinions. And what we have to do is respect each other's opinions
Right.
and or try to see each other's point of view and say, okay, well, I don't agree with it, but you know, that's your opinion and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how we come together. It's like you have people in the United States. Some people like Trump, some people like Biden, some people like Obama. You know what I'm saying? And for me, you know, that's okay. You know, that's okay. Political views are okay, but I don't agree with every political view.
Right.
But do I talk about it? Nope. I
Yeah.
keep it to myself because I
Yes.
don't talk about religion. I don't talk about politics.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't get into those things. But women, I will talk about.
For sure,
You know,
because
and
you
a
live
man's
with
point of
women.
view, I will talk about, and that's what this is about. So, thank you for having me
Thank you.
here.
It's
you know,
our
like,
pleasure.
like for sure.
Okay. Would you be the honor for closing our episode? Do you want to try in Indo?
No.
Okay.
Okay, just in English.
But I'll say it like this. Thank you guys for having us, and we love you, women. If you have any questions
Oh, yes.
for these two beautiful women here, please reach out to them. They will definitely show you the Instagram on the screen.
Right.
Maybe it's up there.
Yeah.
And if you guys have any questions from me,
Yes.
you can message me on
Feel free.
Instagram. Feel free. And you know, Tuhan memberkati. You know, God bless you all. Hati-hati. Always be careful. You know, and we love you again. And
Yay.
thank you. Terima kasih banyak. Dadah.
kasih.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and everything. Follow Gadis Glass Podcast. Follow your Instagram.
Mr. Prosper, Mr. Prosper,
Mr. Prosper.
at Mr. Prosper, and follow us.
Yes,
Okay.
follow us, Gadis Glass Podcast, as a Sabrina B,
And
at Trisha Lewati. Okay, see you on the next episode, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.